She's at a place in her life where peace is a priority and negativity cannot exist. She's no longer matching energy. She's simply removing herself from any situation that doesn't vibrate her soul. So if you start moving funny, she's moving on.
What's up, my Fina love? Sisters Fina D coming to you all from Fina News.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Well, it's looking like my review will be up tomorrow because every time that I think I'm about to put the finishing touches to it, something else happened. I was doing it, all positive things though. No complaints here. I was doing my review and then I saw the Candy speak on it and the whole thing about Milo talking about Brooklyn. So I had to stop my review, okay, to do that video. And then when I was done, uploaded it and everything, then I remembered that Kenya Moore is going to be on Claudia Jordan's show with Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray, Selena Johnson. And so I was still editing, adding some things to the video because I thought I was done. But you all know I'm very detailed when I do my reviews, so I had more to say. So while I'm recording that, I had to put that on hold and go and watch Claudia's show with her co-host. And of course, Kenya Moore came in looking absolutely stunning. I cannot play the interview for copyright reasons. What normally happens is it's live. And then what they do is they take the live down off YouTube and they pick the clips and the part of the interview that they feel is important, is going to go viral. And those are the clips that they repost on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms. So probably later on tonight or tomorrow, you will start seeing those clips from Fox Soul. But for those of you who saw the interview, Kenya Moore, it's on the screen, absolutely stunning. I did not expect anything less. She came on, of course, classy Kenya. Hey, queens, beautiful ladies. The interview started amazing, and I love that. Hey, girl, listen, we're not going to sit here and pretend and do this whole, hey, girl, hey, we are on a time limit, okay? Let's get right into it, all right? So Vivica started it off about their situation. So they talked about Celebrity Apprentice and, talked about how Kenya said she was looking forward to being on the show with Vivica because they were once friends and, they knew each other. They went on trips together. They were good friends, and it's just unfortunate that things happened on Celebrity Apprentice. And everything I said when those things were going on, once again, Kenya said those things. I kept saying, Vivica, you are aware that this is a reality TV show, right? And you are aware that this is their whole plan to put the two black women against each other. You really think on Celebrity Apprentice, where there are producers everywhere, there are cameras everywhere, Kenya Moore is going to go in your trailer or in your space and steal your cell phone, and there's absolutely no footage of her doing that. They would have blasted that everywhere because that was the whole point. Now I understand Celebrity Apprentice is not no Big Brother style where the camera is everywhere and people can get caught up and exposed, but you are on a set. Okay, so if Kenya Moore was sneaking around to take her phone, trust and believe she would have gotten caught. And Kenya said the exact same thing. She said, coming from reality TV, every time that I tried to tell Vivica what the producers were doing and certain things they were doing to manipulate the situation, Vivica Fox misinterpreted what I was trying to say, and then it just kept getting worse. But of course, Kenya said it in a beautiful way where it did not look like she was making excuses, pointing fingers. And so while, they're talking and Vivica is saying, look, Kenya, I chose to forgive you and move on when I saw that you became a mother and I saw a different light in you. Most of you saw on Watch What Happens Live when Kenya apologized to Vivica and said, look, I saw the interview and I heard you said that I hurt you. I didn't steal your phone. So, while they're apologizing and everyone is, doing their thing and, nice conversations, Lisa Ray was like, child, bye. Did you take her phone? So I love that part. Girl, did you take the phone? Yes or no? Okay. And Kenya was like, absolutely not. I did not take the phone. But I know what happened to her phone, and I have told Vivica. And it would have been nice for Vivica to say in one of her interviews, Kenya did not take my phone, but hey, they have moved on. Let's let it go. But, they talked about how they resolved their issues. They talked about it. Apologies happened behind the scenes, and then they ran into each other at a restaurant. And, Vivica basically from a distance, let Kenya know it was okay to approach her. They approached each other, had a great conversation, and they move on. And so far, everything is great. So, women empowerment, and they're having a great conversation. And of course, Lisa Ray card came up. For those of you who missed it, when Marlo didn't have anything to say about Kenya's current life, because Kenya is living an amazing life, she went back to recycled, reads. And during that moment, she said how Kenya was driving around in Lisa Ray's car. So that was something else that they had to clarify on the show as well. You can know someone because of Hollywood, know of them, but not know them like that where you are borrowing their cars and spending the night. So Lisa was saying, look, Kenya, yes, when you got the show, you called me and all of that. And so it was this confusion of, okay, so if you knew her well enough to call her about the show, why did you say you don't know her? She never said, I don't know Lisa Ray. She said, I don't know Lisa Ray like that. When she came on the show, she said exactly what she said on the show. I don't know Lisa Ray like that to borrow her car. Now, Lisa Ray is a straight shooter. She doesn't strike me as a person who's going to be like, girl, I'm going to save you right now because I don't want to turn the show. I don't want to embarrass you. She went in on her own sister, the brat, when she came on their show. So there's no way she was going to spare Kenya Moore. Okay, if Kenya Moore was lying, Lisa Ray is one of those people that was going to call her out and say, well, Kenya, girl, I don't know if you forgot, but yes, girl, you drove my car. Viral moment. Because everyone wants to jump on this. Kenya Moore is a liar. And each time all of the people calling her a liar gets exposed. And yep, one of my favorite words that I love to use about Kenya gets vindicated again and again. So Lisa Ray was like, well, girl, if you ever want to borrow my car in the future, now that we know each other like that, just call me, girl. And everyone laughed about it and all of that. So she answered the phone question. They cleared that up. They talked about, uplifting Black women, and Claudia basically talking about being stuck in the middle between Kenya and Vivica, back and forth because she loved them both. And so it was hard for her, but she's just happy. And I'm just summarizing because I'm sure you're going to see the interview when it's released. I'm just sticking to the main points. So Claudia said that, and of course, they had to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And of course, they have to bring up the hot topic of the season. So of course, they asked her about Marlo. One thing about Kenya, when she's done with you, she's done. She wasn't disrespectful because this is an interview. She could have said who next, but she didn't want to do that. So she gave them something. Selena Johnson said, you and Marlo were close. And since we're talking about resolution, Vivica did explain that she had a falling out with Kenya. We know that. But she also had a falling out with Lisa Ray. And now look at all of them. She's cool with Lisa Ray again. They're on a show together. And she's cool with Kenya Moore again. And so Selena Johnson was jumping on that. And she was like, so do you think you and Marlo will ever get cool again? Because the both of you were really close. So Kenya said, no, we were never close. That's what Peter Thomas was talking about. Kenya see this as a business. And he was talking about the ladies on the show. Most of them, she would never be friends with them outside of the show. She was cool with Marlo on the show and cool with Marlo outside of the show. She didn't say her name. She just said, thirsty girl. We would never be friends. It would never happen. She crossed the line about my child. And, we have said that we would never, talk about people's children. Kids are off limits. And Marlo keeps repeating kids are off limits. But then she keeps going there. Someone saying you give your nephews away, which is something that you did. And then you saying that Brooklyn isn't Kenya Moore's child. She used somebody else's eggs, and that's the reason why Brooklyn doesn't look like her. Repeating what Nene, that girl over there, leaks repeated. That's like saying, okay, Portia Williams' daughter isn't her daughter because at the beginning, like Eva said, Dennis with a bow, that means she looked like her dad. So are you saying Portia Williams used someone's eggs? Are you saying that the kids that look like one parent, that means the other parent is not their parent? What a dumb logic to use. So anyways, yes, Marlo said that and more. That's not the same thing as saying you give your nephews away when you told everyone you did. You give them away. Now, Kenya's saying, oh my gosh, Marlo nephews are so disrespectful, did this, that, and the third. She starts going in, then that's different. Now she's insulting your nephews. Now she's going too far. When Marlo, you did that yourself. You insulted them by doing too much, trying to prove the reason why you gave them away. And I just talked about this, so I'm not going to sound repetitive. You're going to hear it in my review and also in a video I did on Brooklyn. So she just said, absolutely not. Kenya said over and over again, these are the reasons why I will never ever be friends with Marlo again. She said this about my mom. I'm good. So for a few years, she paid Marlo dust. Every now and again, Marlo would try with her, but she didn't care. Cynthia Bailey is the one that came to her during that trip. And Cynthia was the one who brought Marlo in the room. And, Marlo begged Kenya. And that was that. Kenya didn't go chasing Marlo. The answer was no. I don't need to explain anymore. We know the story. The answer was no. Is Marlo and Kenya going to be friends again? No. Okay? Let's move on. I already knew this was going to happen, so let's move on. They talked about Kenya Moore hair care. Of course, we know how amazing Kenya Moore hair care is doing and how it's in Sally's CVS. We know that, and I'm glad that they gave her that moment to talk about Kenya Moore hair care. Lisa Ray, Vivica, Claudia, they all talked about Kenya long natural hair, and Kenya was honest. She said, like she's been saying over and over again, don't get me wrong, yes, sometimes I might wear a wig or weaves, protective style and all of that. That doesn't mean when I snatch this wig off, my natural hair isn't long, Talk about Vivica Fox's birthday is coming up. She's going to send her a present. So they talked about that. And of course, at the beginning of the interview, she did talk about Brooklyn being the boss of her. So she did spend a few minutes just talking about how amazing Brooklyn is and all of that. Overall, it was an amazing interview. So no, she did not steal Vivica Fox's phone. And no, she did not drive Lisa Ray's car. The interview was great. There were some moments because, you have all of these women, they're asking questions, people giving answers and all of that. But for the most part, everything went well. Okay, I'm wishing all of you well and take care. If I missed anything from the interview that you thought was an important talking point, let me know. The obvious things, Black women should uplift each other. And this is an amazing moment for Black women to come together. We know all of that. I'm wishing all of you well and take care. And here my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.